Rockeyez would like to welcome Eddie LaValle. Hey, man, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, Brian. How are you, buddy?
Very good, very good. Let's go back early in your career, I guess 1995 with Tangent. I've been listening to some of the tracks and stuff like that. It's really exceptional. I liked a lot of the songs, like Don't Come Easy, kind of like a Poisonous feel. And all I need is really have that sound of Van Halen. And, you actually got to tour with Night Ranger at that time, right? And how'd everything go?
Well, we just opened a show for them, and that was a great thrill for me personally because Brad Gillis was a big influence on my playing early on, and I got to talk with him for a while. And he was actually a really cool guy, and I was asking him what it was like to play with Ozzy and all that stuff. So that was a great time. And as far as that band, Tangent, it was buddies of mine. We started out, real early when we were kids, and just kept progressing. And then we did that 6-song CD. Bob St. John produced it, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great experience.
Cool. Now, going through the years, after Tangent, was there anything in between Tangent and LaValle?
No, not really. When Tangent broke up, everyone just kind of went their separate ways, got married, had kids, so on and so forth. And so I just kind of went into hibernation and played guitar whenever I had a chance. And, a few years back, I started writing songs again, and a lot of those turned into LaValle songs.
Cool. Now, Dear Sanity was recently released this year, and you hooked up with Paul Loge from Eden's Curse and stuff like that. How did you actually meet and started working on material? That was back, I think, in 2011.
Yeah, probably 2011, if I recall. That's actually kind of a funny story. I was looking for new bands to listen to because the music scene here is so trendy.
Right.
And so I was looking for new rock bands to listen to, and I was on different websites, melodicrock.com and stuff. And one of the bands I read about was Eden's Curse. So I ordered a Second Coming CD, and I was just blown away. It was great. I loved the riffs, the heaviness of the music, but there was also great melodic content and, real hooky choruses and stuff. So as time went on, I went on their website and I ordered another CD that came with the T-shirt, which was a nice bonus. But so I got the email saying that your order has shipped. Thank you very much for your support, and it was signed by Paul. And I knew from reading about the band that Paul was the bass player and that he wrote a lot of the songs. So out of the blue, I sent him one of my demos. I had nothing to lose at that point. I couldn't find anyone, around me here in Boston that wanted to play this type of music, or that played it with any authenticity. So I sent him a blue. I attached one of my demos, and I said, listen, I don't know if you're interested in collaborating or anything, but I have some songs written I need lyrics for, vocal melodies, things like that. Let me know if you're interested in doing something.
Right.
So, pretty considerable period of time goes by, and I didn't hear anything back. So I figure, well, I guess he's not interested, that's cool. But then one day out of the blue, I get an email from Paul, and he said, listen, I finally had a chance to check out your demo, and I really liked it, and I can tell you were influenced by Dokken, as was I, so let me see if I can come up with some lyrics for it. And a short time later, I got my demo back, but he had not only written lyrics for it, he had also sang a scratch vocal track on it. That song ended up being Cry of the Wolf, which is, I think, track number 5 on the album, so that was the first one we completed. And he said, do you have any more? I said, yeah, sure. So I sent him 2 more, did the same thing, sent him a couple more, did the same thing. And then at that point, he said, what's your goal? Do you want to do a CD or something? And I said, well, I hadn't thought that far in advance. I'm just happy to have someone to be playing with finally, but yeah, let's do it. So, we moved forward. He recommended Karsten to be the singer, and I checked out some of Karsten's work with Evidence One and Midnight Club and some of the other things he'd done, and he was great. So we sent him some tracks to see if he was into it, and he was. And off we went.
Cool. Was there any talk of, LaValle playing Melodic Rock 3?
There was, there was the logistical issues. Plus, at the time, fairly close to that time, Karsten was expecting his first child.
Right.
So that was a conflict, but for all the best reasons,
Right.
So there was talk of it, but it never really progressed more than that. It would have been a great thing, and from the videos and photos I've seen, looks like everyone had a great time.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic there.
Yeah.
Andrew did a great job. So is there any talk about Malach Rock 4?
No, we haven't yet. Like I said, the logistics of all the guys being located in Europe and me here in the States, that's just it's a real nightmare as far as that goes.
Definitely.
But, it's possible to put together like a touring band, I suppose, but I don't know. I'd like to kind of keep it authentic if I can, you know what I mean? But I guess we'll reassess that as it gets closer.
Cool. So
I'd like to definitely, even if I don't get to play, I'd like to come and hang out with everybody at least.
Right. So you would consider LaValle a studio band?
Well, I don't know if I'd call it a studio band, but as of right now, everything we've ever done has been in the studio, so I guess you can call it that. I don't know. I'm not really big on labels,
Right, yeah. So most of the material was done on WAV files?
Yeah. Ty Sims, our producer, who's one of the nicest guys, and if you listen to the CD, obviously a very talented guy. He actually taught me how to use Pro Tools, because I had used a different program
right.
For my recordings. So he gave me a crash course on Pro Tools, and started recording and sending him files, and we all sent him our files, and he put them together.
Cool. Now, how did you hook up with Kibble Records?
Well, Paul Logue had known John previously, and once we started talking about trying to find a label for the album, he said, let's get in touch with him, because this is really right up his alley, and he'll probably be interested in it. So we sent him a demo we had done of Fading Like the Sun, and Karsten had sang on it. So it gave, even though it was a demo, it gave a pretty good idea of what the band was going to sound like. So we sent him that, and he really liked it, and didn't take very long at all. We put a deal together right away.
Cool. Now, my favorite track is Scared to Love. I feel really, a solid hold with LaValle, with background vocals and harmonies. It seems like that's a really strong point in the band. Would you consider the same thing?
Yeah, I definitely like that aspect of music. And again, that was one of the things, like, for instance, like Eden's Curse, that I was drawn to is, you had the big choruses and the hooks and the melodies. So, that's the type of music I'm drawn to naturally.
Right.
So Scared to Love, Paul had written previously with the Martin Brothers from Vega.
Okay.
And so when we were putting songs together for the album, we had 6 that Paul and I had the music, Paul wrote the lyrics. And then I said to him, do you have any other songs that you would like to, bring in that you think might work? So he's writing songs nonstop. He's such a prolific songwriter, and he writes complete quality. So he gave me like 20 to 30 songs to listen to, which was great, an embarrassment of riches.
Right.
But it was great. So I picked 4 songs, and one of the first ones I picked was Scared to Love, because even in its demo form, I just knew that was going to be a tremendous song. And, the quality of that song really shined through even on the demo. So that's definitely one of my favorites on the album as well.
Cool. Now, if someone, asked you a question and said, how do I break into the music business, what would you tell them?
I guess the best advice I can give is just be willing to take a chance.
Right.
I mean, if you look at my situation, I was just sitting here in Boston playing by myself, writing songs, and if I never sent that email to Paul, we wouldn't be here today,
Right.
But like I said, at the time, I had nothing to lose. The worst he could do was say no.
Right.
And, but, fortunately things worked out the way they did, and here we are.
Cool. Now, are you working on a next CD already?
Well, I've started just kind of recording ideas, nothing, maybe even just on a cell phone if that's what's closest, you know what I mean?
Right.
But just riffs and things of that nature whenever, I'm playing guitar every day, so if something strikes me that's cool, I'm back for something later, I'll just record it real quick so I remember it.
Right.
But as far as formally, writing songs and structures and so forth, I haven't done that yet. The album came out on August 10th.
Right.
So even though it took me a long time to get to that point, it's still a fairly recent release, and I'm really just enjoying the reaction that people have had to it so far. It's been beyond my expectations.
Cool. So who came up with the cover?
The concept for that was John Kibble's. We talked about it on the phone a couple times. He explained to me, and it sounded great. And then he got together with our graphic artist, Thomas Eberhard, who's in Germany. And between the two of them, they made it come to life.
Cool. Now, with the songs that are on the CD, were there any songs a little more difficult to play than others?
It's a good question. I'm trying to remember. I recorded them a little while ago. I don't really think so. The songs that Paul had written previously, I just had to go and learn those parts. The songs that I had written, obviously, those were easier for me to play because I wrote them. But no, it was good. And I just, even the songs that were pre-written, I wanted to bring my own kind of stamp to them, you know, and give it a dose of Eddie, if you will.
Cool. Now, working with Kibble, since he's the label president, do you have a good rapport with him?
Yeah, we have a great rapport. We actually we live only a couple hours away from each other, so we get together and hang out once in a while. A little while back, we went to see Danger, and we get along great. We're close to the same age as all the guys in the band, and we have a lot of the same shared experiences and the same passion for music, and it's great.
Cool.
We have a great relationship.
And the CD again, the reviews are all positive. Do you have anything to say about people doing the reviews for them?
It's been, like I said, beyond my wildest expectations because, me being a new guy to this, I didn't know if it was going to be received well or if I would be, banned by international law from ever making music again. Poor Carson would be tried in The Hague,
Right.
No, but it's been incredible, and I appreciate the people that take the time to actually review it and give it a good listen and to evaluate it.
Right.
But like I said, it's been overwhelmingly positive, and just it's very rewarding to put time into an art, which of course is subjective. One person could hear it and say, "Oh, that's the best thing I've ever heard,"
right?
And another person could hear it and say, "Oh, that's garbage,"
Right.
So the fact that for the most part everything's been positive, that's very, very rewarding.
Cool. Has the internet helped at all?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm getting contacted every day by people all over the world. Between Facebook and Reverb Nation and my web page. It's complete exposure to a whole audience that you never would have had through traditional means. The
Right.
Internet's wonderful as far as marketing and promotion and making new friends.
Cool. Now, are any of the tracks you feel that you could push the guitar up a little bit more than what that song is?
You mean as far as mixing wise goes?
No, like solos and stuff like that. Or are you just happy with how everything came out?
Yeah, no, I'm very, very happy with it. My philosophy with solos and so forth is, you know, as much as I appreciate the talents and the dedication required, you know, for the virtuoso type guys, for me personally, the main thing is that the solo fit the song.
Right.
So I really appreciated guys that the solo is basically a composition within the composition. So for me, what I strive for is all my solos have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
And I try to make them fit the song. And that's more important to me than fitting in every fast lick that I know.
Cool. Well, Eddie, I congratulate you on Dear Sanity on Kibble Records. It was a pleasure talking to you. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Yes, thank you. I want to say to the fans, I really, really, truly appreciate your support, especially as a new artist. It's so important as far as developing a fan base and people that not only like the music but believe in it and spread the word to their friends. And Brian, I also want to say that, you know, people like you that take the time and support the scene. I know you're a great music fan. You know, that's really appreciated too, because it helps get the word out about new bands like mine.
True. Thanks a lot, Eddie.
Thank you, Brian.
Bye-bye.